Hello everybody, welcome back to another stream. We are back in the Toliss A330 today, and as you can see we have a really nice Virgin Atlantic livery on there. And yeah, back in the Toliss A330. The stream yesterday did really well. I was really happy, so thank you to everyone who tuned in or watched it afterwards. I really can't thank you enough. But today, like I said, we're back. We're flying from Heathrow to Cologne, and then we're going to switch livery to a Condor livery, which I have, and then from Cologne we'll be on to Munich. So 2 sectors again today. And this livery, I'll just jump inside the cockpit here. So this livery was very kindly given to me by a good friend. They will be releasing the liveries later on at some point before the release, so I will add the link to the livery, both this one, which is a Virgin Atlantic livery, and then there's a Condor livery as well, and I'll put the links to those in the description when they are available. So let's take a look here. We're at Heathrow. Frames aren't too bad, but it's not super smooth. Hey, Le Raphael, welcome. Nicholas, Leighton, welcome guys. Leaf, good evening to you. Thank you very much for being here. Shipdub, welcome. Thomas, welcome. And alright, let's get going then. So, let's brief the route real quick. So I'll bring Navigraph across here, and let's take a look. So, we are here at stand 516 at Heathrow Terminal 5. And then we're going to be departing on the Det 1 Juliet departure from runway 09 right, so a nice short taxi today, and make this a little bit bigger here, and then we will be off to, we should get a nice view of London hopefully on the departure, and then we're going to be off to Cologne here, where we'll be doing the NVO 13 arrival into the ILS for runway 13 left, and we are using a really nice freeware scenery from Fly Aggie as well. So nice scenery there. We got obviously time models, Heathrow for where we are now, Heathrow, and then we'll be off from there. Obviously I'll brief the route for Munich later. We'll go down to Munich and we have the lovely SFD in Munich. So really nice sceneries today, paired with the Toliss A330. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So that's our route for today. Let me put that back to my second monitor here. And okay, all right, let's go then. So go ahead and start the aircraft here, and I have got XP Realistic all up and running for today's stream with sounds and everything. We'll go ahead and start the aircraft here. So wing light, cruise supply, ground control, and then IR1, wait for the on-bat to extinguish. Go for IR2 and IR3. Fantastic. Yeah, really nice livery. Virgin Atlantic, one of the nicest liveries on the A330 in my opinion. Really nice. We have got catering and baggage loading and all that good stuff, and then the jetway as well. So aircraft is coming to life now. One of the settings which I sort of found, yes, I'm just going to make the ISS a little bit smaller, is here, with regard to the cockpit textures, you can turn this cockpit light enhancement on or off, and you can see it makes a minor difference. So that's off, that's on. It sort of brightens up the cockpit a little bit. I quite like it, because if you look down here, especially on the throttle handle, you can see it just adds to those textures a little bit. So I'm going to leave that on. But that is an option for you guys. And okay, now I need to fix this. There we are. Bring that back. There we are. All right. So, is there a checklist provided with the A330? There is actually. Let's go through this actually for today. I might have to, you'll have to remind me potentially to go through these, because I'm not used to using checklists, but we can go through and showcase these as well. Hey Matt, welcome. I was lucky enough to be given a early access copy of the aircraft to stream by Toliss. Big thank you to Toliss, as usual. Trijet Simpilot, welcome. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Just landed into Kaitak, and I'd say it was the most visually pleasing landing we've ever done. Kind of messed up by turning too early at the checkerboard. You know, I would love to do a Kaitak stream one day. If we have a nice XP12 Kaitak scenery, that'd be fantastic. The price of the aircraft is $90, same as all the other Toliss aircraft. Alrighty, so engine 1-2 masters should be off. Obviously, we kind of went and did this a little bit, but engine start select normal, which it is. All of this is off. Landing gear lever is down. Wipers are off. Batteries are, well, they were off, but we currently have it turned on. But we can check the voltages. We need to be above 25.5 volts, and you can see here you can switch between the batteries. So battery 1 is 27.5, battery 2 is 26.6, and the APU bat is on 27.6, so they're all good to go. This is NA, so that's fine. We don't need to do anything there. And alright, we should be good then. That's all NA. Cockpit preparation then. Overhead panel, all white lights off. Actually, I think we can do this. Yeah, no, we'll do this now. Okay. Recorded ground control, which is here, is on. Evac, we'll put this, the evac purser switch, we'll leave it on captain. You can put it on captain and purser, but I'm going to leave it on captain. Hey son, welcome. Glad to see you here. Luigi, welcome. Hey Dankis Osprey, welcome to you too. Alright, so that's as required. We've done that. All of the lights are as required. So nice checklist actually. You can, oh look at that, it auto scrolls as well. Right, seatbelt signs, no portable signs, auto. So that's on auto. Seatbelt signs can go on. Hey Daniel, welcome. Emergency exit lights are armed. Window heat is on auto. Pressurization is on auto. Pressurization valve select is on both. Which it is. There it is. That's on both, and that's it's guarded. So if that guard is down, then we know it's on both. Pack flow is normal. ECAM electric DC page call. So we can do that. We can see that we're on DC bat right now. 1-2 APU bat off, then auto, which they are. Less than 60 amps after 10 seconds. Yeah, this is really in depth. Jeez, this is a huge checklist. Massive checklist. I don't think we go through all of them. I'll just do one or two to show you guys. 1 and 2 fire PB in and guarded. I guess that's these in and guarded. Gonna make us do the test as well, isn't it? So yeah, let's do the fire test. So that's the APU test. And engine 1 and 2. There it is. And then this stuff, that's all good to go. A lot here. Anti-skid is on. We have row and ROP today on this aircraft. And then yeah, okay. Let's call that because we could be there forever going through that checklist. It's huge. Anyway. So, where were we? Nav, wing light, perfect. Let's go ahead and bring the flight plan in. Yeah, I think we'll do, let's see. There's engine start, after start. Yeah, so we might be able to do, I think we can do like engine start before takeoff. Things like that would work. There is the flight plan all loaded in. Let me grab my OFP here. And okay, so if cruising flight level 330, cost index 39, that's all good to go. IRS, align on the reference. Leaf again gifted 10 memberships. Leaf, thank you so much. You did it yesterday. You've done it today. Leaf, I don't know what to say. Seriously. Thank you so much. Your support is outstanding. It really is. Guys, if you just received a gifted membership from Leaf, then please do say thank you to him in the chat. And from me, thank you as well, Leaf. I really do appreciate it. And we'll grab the wings. The winds here as well. Perfect. And right. Heathrow departure, runway 09 right on the Det 1 Juliet. There it is. That should be good to go. So we'll put that in. We got call. Are we still connected? Hey Skylar, proceed direct to apron at pilot's discretion. So it left us connected. That's pretty cool. Oh, it failed. Look at that. It's a cool sound, right? I guess we stay connected on the CPDLC. Interesting. Anyway, hey Andre, welcome. You can purchase it on the 19th, isn't it? Or the 18th on Saturday, I believe it is. Does the Toliss A330-900Neo have that? It has CPDLC, yeah, I believe it does. I've not actually tried it myself, but I do think it has it. It may not work the exact same as how it works in the A330, but I think it does have it. Right, we're doing the ILS 13 left into Cologne, and then MVO 13. So let's do that. We can find it, there it is. Yeah, all of them have it, there it is, from Leaf. There you are, thank you very much. So, insert that. And we're just going to check for discos here. Make sure the flight plan all looks good. And there it is, so we'll get rid of that. Don't want that discontinuity, and there it is, alright. Let's start doing our perf, but we also need to get the APU going here. Give it a second, and APU can start. AviTab integration as well, by the way. And we'll reset this to current. We'll go takeoff perf. We're live weather right now, but not live time. What I'm planning to do, if you guys want, is for the second leg from Cologne to Munich, we will. It'll be a night flight, so we can do that live time as well, since we've not done a night flight on this aircraft yet. So, let me just confirm all of this is correct from the META. QNH 1010, let's get that set as well. There it is. And that all looks good. Runway dry, flex, auto, aircon on. And there is our takeoff performance, fantastic. So, we can go to uplink here, and we can put the wind, which is 080 at 9. So, pretty much just a headwind for us today. And flaps 1, we'll request that. There it is. Alright. Look at this. Traffic global is fantastic at Heathrow, all the British Airways aircraft. Got 777 there. What a lineup of aircraft. And this livery looks fantastic. Right, takeoff data uplink. I think we've received that, so that's done. And we're doing a flex takeoff, and we'll uplink that. So there's our performance all in. And APU's on, so we can go APU bleed, disconnect the external power. And I'm going to call for the ground, for the pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
There it is, so that's been saved from before.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
And I'm just going to disconnect, get rid of all the ground services here. And close all the doors. Really nice little pop-up that you get with a Toliss aircraft here. Arm doors, and cross-check, go to the doors page. And if I turn the beacon on, I believe with open SAM, the jetway should disconnect. There it is. Look at that functionality. That's with open SAM working fantastically with the Toliss A330. Open SAM in itself is a fantastic plugin. And open SAM works really well with the SGES ground services from
Okay,
XP12
all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
on the forums. And you can see here we can, it's disappeared now, but there was a SAM jetway button, and you can click that to dock and undock. You can even access the ISCS from in here, or better pushback. I'm going to do a separate video on this plugin because it's pretty good in itself. That's freeware, can be found on the forums. Can set our cruise altitude. In fact, no, we have a restriction here. Yeah, so we can only go up to 6,000 initially. We have a stop altitude of 6,000 here at Heathrow. Pretty common with airports in London especially, and in the UK. Alright, looking good here. Ready for the departure.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Right. Let's do an engine start. Alright, so this is sort of telling you how to do an engine start. So I think, you know what? If you're not familiar with the Toliss or just Airbus aircraft in general, and you follow this completely, this will give you a full, you know, how to fly and start this aircraft. It's quite literally got everything. This is extremely detailed here. Extremely detailed. Really impressed with that. Anyway, let's go back to takeoff performance, and we can disconnect the parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
And good to start engines. Let's go ahead and let's start engine number 2 first. Okay, the packs have gone off there. And there goes N2. Andre, you're very welcome. I'm glad you got auto running, especially on Mac. There's N2. Got a lovely coffee here with me as well. We can't fly without coffee. N3 is rising as well. There goes the fuel. This whole engine start procedure, all handled by the aircraft. Very, very clever. EGT is rising. You can hear the engine starting up now. Very nice. And something which I noticed yesterday actually, and it was asked about, someone asked Torsten from Toliss about this, is here, it might be better if I zoom in like this, you can see the temperatures. So for the inner tanks here, you can see the temperatures. Oh, you know what, we forgot? Fuel pumps. Maybe we should have done that checklist, huh? Anyway, as I was saying, see how it shows you the temperatures here? And then it shows you the temperature of the left outer tank, but not the right outer tank. So someone thought that this might have been a bug. And to be honest, I would have thought so too, potentially. But this is actually, this is correct. And Torsten was saying that it surprised him when he looked at the FCOM and saw that the right tank isn't shown on the lower ECAM, but the left outer tank is. It's it's such an incredible little sort of feature that I guess most people wouldn't notice. I definitely didn't really notice it. I thought it may have just been a bug, but that is the depth that Toliss have gone
Operation
in terms
complete.
of the systems.
Set parking brake.
Very, very cool indeed.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Anyway, let's start engine number 1. Set flaps 1. Put the speed brakes out. Arm the speed brakes, ready for the takeoff. There we are. Look at time models looking all fantastic. Time models Heathrow. If you do want a link to the scenery, you can type exclamation DEP in the chat. It should give you a link. Beautiful. What a beautiful thing.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
And I'll tell you, the Virgin livery does look so good on many different aircraft, but especially on the A330. I can't wait to do some more Virgin Atlantic operations. Alright, so where were we then? Engine 1 is still starting. Takes a bit longer in these Trent 7000s take their time. That's fine. We go max auto brake, ready for the takeoff. Tray tables all work and everything. As you can see, you get some nice sounds as well. That's obviously, you can't have an add-on of an Airbus without a tray table, right? Have you remembered how to close the window? Well, we can open it. You get some nice sounds actually when you open the window. You really do. Yeah, I don't think we're ever gonna be able to live that one down, are we? Let's close the window then. There we are. Nice sounds on that. Looks like there's is that a TAP Air Portugal? Yeah, 320 landing. That is our departure runway as well. So let's go ahead and taxi to there. We'll get the nose light to taxi, runway turn-off light can go on, APU, and APU bleed can go off. This can go back to normal. And we'll get predicted wind shear and the weather radar on. Alright, so, right, window is definitely closed. That's good. Let me get my Tobii eye tracker working. There it is. Alright, yeah, a little bit stuttery at Heathrow, nothing to do with the aircraft, that's just, you know, we're using Heathrow Airport. We have orbit extra and all that good stuff, so it is a little bit hard on the PC there. Look at that, what a beautiful shot, that 787 landing. Traffic global makes a massive difference, it really does, having all these aircraft flying about. Really enjoy it. Just got a slight amount of wind and default A330's autopilot just disconnected. Yeah, it's a little bit, default A330's autopilot is quite buggy to say the least. You definitely could not do any long hauls with it before. Geez, X-plane is really stuttering here a little bit. We're going to taxi to this hold point. Frames will be a lot better once we get in the air. Just London Heathrow being London Heathrow. Did you use better pushback? I did, absolutely. Works absolutely perfectly. There is an aircraft there I can see on final, so we're probably gonna wait for them. In the meantime, we can do takeoff config. Everything looks good there. And you know what we'll do while we're waiting for the aircraft. Before takeoff checklist, so brakes temperatures, let's check those. It was a very short taxi, so the brakes should be fine. And they are, yeah, definitely they are fine, 20 degrees. That's all good. Takeoff line of clearance, we're not using any ATC today. That's fine. TCAS, let's turn that on. TRA, that can go to auto. Takeoff runway confirmed, and oh yeah, this is all stuff that we can do once we get onto the runway. Then even shows you, even does a takeoff. Look at this, takeoff announce, brakes release, flex or toga, chrono start. Really cool. Does Toliss have an official Discord? They don't have an official Discord, but there's an unofficial one, which the devs they're actually on that Discord. Let's line up and wait. They are on that Discord, so it's sort of a semi-official one, I'd say. Get our lights on. But there is a Discord. Mods, maybe if you can, it would really help if you maybe put the link to that in the chat. And alright, I think we are good for the takeoff. Let's get the hood, we can't forget the hood. And alright, line up with the runway here. Yeah, that Discord is, it's not officially, but it's sort of, they are on it sometimes, and sometimes they make announcements on there, but mainly Toliss make the announcements either on the forums, or on Facebook is another one, and Instagram sometimes as well. So Stan, in terms of the textures, let's just line up here. The only change, this is the same version as the version I was flying yesterday, is of course this is the updated textures, but we had that yesterday too, is this cockpit light enhancement. So if we can, let's see here, this setting here, cockpit light enhancement, so I don't know if I can sort of turn that on and off. That's off, that's on. It's a very subtle difference. I had it off yesterday, and today I turned it on and I quite like it on. I think it adds some other light sources in the cockpit to make the textures pop out a little bit more. Definitely looks nice, so I do have that on. But that's the only difference. That's the only difference. So, alright, we are good for takeoff then. So, let me get my eye tracking running. There we are, we'll spool them up 50%. Stable, and we'll go flex, there it is. Right, maintain center line. Very nice. Say goodbye to Heathrow. There's 80 knots, we'll release to forward pressure. Oh, hello. Hello. Where did this American 777 come from? B1. Rotate. Oh, is he the wake affecting us there? Anyway. Yeah, it can go up. I think Tower's going to be giving that 777 a number to call. Beautiful. Oh yeah. Very nice indeed. Get back onto the flight directors here. I have to say I really do like using this hood. Alright, so right, pitch down slightly and then go thrust climb. Traffic. And yeah, we're gonna get traffic call outs. The only thing with Traffic Global, you know, Traffic Global is great, but it doesn't follow SID stars, as far as I know, and it, you know, sometimes they use the wrong runway and they don't really, what you do doesn't affect what they do, if that makes sense. Traffic. So you tend to get a lot of TCAS warnings, but that's fine. Flaps can go up. Descend. Clear up for a second. We're going to have to go back to climb. Autopilot can go on. There it is, okay. Yeah, so sometimes it can be annoying with Traffic Global with, you know, TCAS, but that just shows that the TCAS is working really well in this aircraft actually. Traffic. Back on, it's still going on and on and on. And making that left turn there. Flaps are up. We'll disarm the speed brakes, and there it is. the stream is lagging a fair bit, unfortunately. That should stop as we get out of London. I do apologise. I think you're going to be one getting a number to call you. Yeah, probably. With all these traffic incursions here. Minus 2 points on the Drishal score. There's London City. Very nice from Orbeck's True Earth. Although the my X-Plane performance in the last couple of updates have just not been particularly good, especially around London. Yeah, there it is, London City. Looks absolutely beautiful. Put the hood away. So yeah, we're going to be at 6,000 for a little bit. Let me check until what waypoint? Until DET. Yeah, so until there, so like 30 miles. But it gives a nice view of the scenery here. Beautiful. Alright, where did you get the Virgin livery? So the Virgin livery was sent to me by a good friend who's also, you know, a beta tester of this aircraft. So it's currently not publicly available, but the livery will be available within a few days, I have been told. As soon as the livery is available, most likely it will go up on the forums. When it is, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Quick question, does this have soft go around? I've not tested it. Knowing Toliss, probably. I believe it does. But we can potentially test that, I suppose. Maybe when we land. We can test a go around. Soft go around is just where you use the flex detent, right, rather than toga for a go around. If I'm wrong on that, please correct me. Are you on VATSIM? No, I'm not at the moment. Not on VATSIM. Yeah, the aircraft is really amazing. The system depth is just incredible. You select Toga first, and once FMA says go around, you select Flex MCT. Okay, roger. If I remember, we'll try that for the landing in Cologne. Yeah, not sure why the stream is struggling a little bit here. I'm getting messages on OBS, and I can see that it's stuttering on YouTube. Hopefully it stops. Hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. Yeah. CPU and GPU usage is through the roof. Nothing to do with the aircraft. Most likely this is just my PC being my PC, and you know, X-Plane, like I said, performance on the X-Plane with the latest update isn't particularly good for me. Flight Deck Sim did a good job around in it. Yeah, I really like Flight Deck Sim's streams, and the information you can provide, especially on the 737 aircraft, is fantastic. It really is. Alright, there we are. Stream is a little bit better now. And we should be ascending here. We're still restricted to 6,000 until we go past the DET waypoint. And then we'll be up and away. Yeah, we'll test the soft go-around feature for this landing. That's a good idea and a good test to do. Right, I'm going to start a poll here for the second leg of today's flight. And if you want real time, so basically a night flight, or if you would like a regular, daytime flight. So. Alright, so we'll start that, we'll let that run till we land then. Did you try disabling ship traffic? I've not played around with that actually. I suppose that could be a potential cause. I'll have to make around. That makes a lot of difference, really. Okay, let's see here. So we're at 40-ish FPS. There's the GPU and CPU usage, although it's a lot better now than it was before. But let's try disabling it. Although we're over, mainland UK, so how much of a difference it'll make, I don't know. Okay, so there, no difference. But we'll test that when we get over the channel, maybe over the English channel, and see what we get. Hopefully, we should start ascending soon to our cruise altitude, which was flight level 330. Oh, look at that. That's a flight level 330 in an A330. Perfect. Yeah, I'll have to play around with this setting. Let's see. Does this have a cabin? It absolutely does, and it's a quite nice cabin, actually. We can go ahead and take a look at that now. Unlock the door. The stream is still stuttering a lot more than it is on my side, which is interesting. So let me disable the Toby game hub here, as it makes moving around really slow. There we are. Yeah, so it's got a nice cabin actually. It does look pretty good. In fact, there's even a... Oh, I didn't even know. Look. There's a live camera feed here. Interesting. I had no idea that that was a thing. So it looks like it's randomized between different screens. I didn't even realize that yesterday. Pretty cool. Yeah, so it's a decent cabin. That's first class, this is economy. Back here. No screens in here, I don't think. Oh, there are screens in here. That's nice. You can inhibit these, and you can inhibit cabin objects as well. Which you can do so here. So you can inhibit screens, as you can see, so it turns that feature off. And you can inhibit seat, the whole cabin if you wanted to save on FPS. Very cool. Let's close the door and lock it. Right. Did we ascend? We did not. I'm going to climb. There he goes. Alright. Love the sound, it's so real. Yeah, the sounds are pretty good actually. You can upload custom pics, so airline specific IFE. Oh really? Yeah, that's cool. That's going to be cool for livery creators. That's a very cool feature. Let's go standard here. Very nice. I think potentially lossless scaling was causing stutters on your side, on the stream side. That's significantly better. I could see on OBS that you know what OBS was receiving was pretty stuttery, but enabling and disabling lossless scaling has fixed that, so that's better. Alright, above 10,000, get the landing lights off, the nose lights and the runway turn-off lights can go off. Everything else is looking good for now. Do you like X-Plane better than Microsoft Flight Sim? I really enjoy both flight sims for their different reasons. I would say I prefer X-Plane in general. It is my main simulator. I spend the most time in X-Plane, to be honest. You know, really for the systems, the flight model. You know, it looks pretty good as well. I mean, right now I can't complain at all. And the variety of aircraft we have in X-Plane is fantastic. Microsoft Flight Sim does look very good, and I am looking forward to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 as well. So yeah, I'd say yeah, I do prefer X-Plane, but I have an appreciation for both simulators as well. Stutters a lot less now. Yeah, thank you. I don't know what that was. That's an interesting issue with lossless scaling, although turning it off and on, you know, the classic off and on seemed to fix that actually, so. Quite hazy down there. Very hazy, in fact. We're on our way to Cologne, and then from there we're going to Munich. Get a nice wing view going. You can see the beacon light flashing on the engine here. And I am using an updated cloud and sky colors Lua script today. You can download it from my Discord. A user Ben, who developed it, posted it in there. I believe he will be posting it on the forums as well, but it's a really nice script. Really do like using it. Will Linda the co-pilot be coming to the Toliss A330? I have no idea, to be honest. Not a clue, unfortunately, but I can look into that for you. It's a coast. Look at the wingtips. Real nice. X-Plane's looking really nice. Not too much to see on the other side, but look at the wing textures. Looks really good. Fantastic. Looks like our pole is only by 4%. Looks like we're doing a night flight, but we're going to do that running to the end of this flight. See how we're going here. Flight level 203. Beautiful. Really nice. Yeah, there's a lot of, you know, you can really set this aircraft up exactly how you want it in this ISS. It's absolutely fantastic. All the ground services and everything. There's even an integrated pushback if you don't use better pushback. Very nice. I find wing textures need substantial improvements, but that's my opinion. That's fair enough, that's your opinion. That's fair enough. I quite like them. Again, not the absolute highest quality that I've seen in X-Plane, but you know, good enough in my opinion. Looks nice. I think the leading edge of the aircraft looks really nice. I do like the textures here along the leading edge. Hey N1, welcome. Using your script today looks very nice. These cockpit textures looking quite nice now, and like I said, they are still working to improve them even further as well. The red colour of the engine looks strange in some parts. Yeah, I think this is to do with the NML file. I think what it is see it from here, it looks fantastic. It's because they've tried to make it metallic, of course, but I think this is a lighting issue in X-Plane. From what I can tell, nothing to do with the aircraft or the livery creator. This is just an X-Plane issue, it seems. Because I've seen this on virtually every metallic livery that I've seen in X-Plane on any aircraft has this issue. So hopefully Lamina can get around to fixing this and improving this a little bit more. I think I might need to get this one. Yeah, it's really good. I really like it. If you have the A340, you're going to love this. If you don't have the A340, it's a fantastic long-haul Airbus option. A bit more versatile than the A340 too. Like that Toliss listen to the opinions of their customers and Discord users. Yeah, absolutely. They really do. They heard that people were saying about the cockpit textures, and they have worked to improve it, and might I say they improved it very quick. And they've also behind the scenes been really looking at our content creator streams. They've been looking through the chat, so all the things you guys are saying in my chat, Toliss are monitoring. I know yesterday they were monitoring the chat, looking at your feedback, looking at my feedback and other streamers' feedback. So they really are here to improve the aircraft as much as they can. Hey Dougal, welcome. Been a while, my friend. How you doing? Only really have the 742 for long haul, so I kind of need to get another one. Yeah, this is a fantastic long haul option. Buy this only to do Condor ops out of Frankfurt. That sounds pretty good, yeah. Condor ops. I'm really excited to do some Virgin Atlantic operations and Delta operations as well with this aircraft. Heard it flies like a full flight A330-9, not the real plane, like the delays in inputs. I've not had any delay in input on this aircraft. It flies really well. And based on the feedback I've seen from some real world pilots who have flown and still fly the A330, the flight model is pretty good. It is a very slippy plane. Initially you might think that that's not realistic, but it actually is quite realistic. From what I've heard from real world pilots, the flight model is pretty perfect. Currently flying the iFly Max into Edinburgh. That is another fantastic aircraft. I know it went on sale for early access. Was it yesterday it went on sale for early access? So yeah, I'm sure you're enjoying that, Dougal. A really, really nice aircraft that is. And they added the toilet flush now, haven't they, as well? So constant updates from them. It's a pretty good aircraft as well for Microsoft Flight Sim. Don't know if it's my subjective feeling, but to me, X-Plane has the better realistic lighting engine, even with the newest release of the competitor product. Yeah, so I think Microsoft Flight Sim in some scenarios does do lighting better. In general, maybe most of the time it does, but X-Plane lighting can look really good as well. One thing that has slightly disappointed me with what I've seen of Microsoft Flight Sim in 2024 is the night lighting, or should I say the night atmosphere. They've added, you know, the Milky Way and stuff like that into the night sky, and it looks cinematic, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't look realistic at all. So I hope they turn that down a little bit more. So yeah, I think both sims look great. The lighting is probably slightly more accurate in X-Plane, but Microsoft Flight Sim sort of is more visually pleasing. So X-Plane is going for more of a realistic approach. Microsoft Flight Sim, I think, is going for more of a cinematic approach. Thank God, not Condor. Oh well, we are switching to a Condor livery after this flight. Just bought all airports Condor flies to with their A330-9. How does the quality compare to the Flight Factor 777? If you could only have one, which would you choose? I would say the systems and the flight model is probably better. Some of the usability is better, but in terms of features, the Flight Factor definitely has more features. Visually, the Flight Factor looks better, and the sounds by default are better as well. If I had to pick one, I would probably, in all honesty, have to go with the Flight Factor. But they are both great aircraft. I think the Flight Factor is probably slightly more complete in terms of its sounds, visuals. But the flight model, I think, is probably slightly better on this aircraft. The way it handles on the ground, I would say, is a little bit more realistic as well. But you know, both are great aircraft, so it's quite a difficult question. iFly has great potential. Yeah, they really surprised me when I tried out that aircraft, and that's just an early access when I tried it, you know. With updates and stuff, that thing is going to be, you know, really up there with Phoenix. If not, it already is. It's very, very good. Hey Niels, welcome. Glad you're here. I think the kind soul who gifted you your membership is Leaf. Look at this cloud. This cloud looks pretty good. Other than the grainy effect that you get, which I hope Laminar can sort out fairly soon, this cloud looks quite nice. Lollipop livery. Hey Egbris, welcome. HG Sim, welcome to you too. See, our equitime point top of descent is only 20 miles away. Jeez, we gotta get on this, otherwise we're gonna miss our top of descent. That was quick. Let's see here. So, right, local QNH then is 1018 at Cologne. Temperature of 12 degrees, slightly cold. Magnitude, so the wind 130 at 7. And minimums for that approach is gonna be 329. There we are. Looks like the lighting just changed a little bit. Do you have the wish to make it real a pilot license? Yes, so I do want to become a commercial pilot. That is my goal. I'm currently doing my PPL, so my private pilot's license. But I do fly in real life, and hopefully one day be flying something similar to this. That'll be the goal. I like that you fly to Germany a lot. We'll fly over my house during approach most likely as well. Ah, yeah, perfect. You know, Germany has some really great airports. I do like flying to Germany. And a lot of time I fly to Germany is, you know, flying Lufthansa ops with the A340, because Lufthansa still has a fantastic fleet of aircraft, they really do. So that's a big reason why I fly to Germany quite a lot. Right, what's our first altitude for this descent? This first altitude is going to be, looks like flight level 100, so 10,000. Put that in and prepare for the descent. Alright, now frames into Cologne do struggle a little bit more, even more so than Heathrow, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it's not too bad. Normally sits around 25 to 30 frames at Cologne. Remark on the soundscape at this flight level, the roaring engine sound should be gone completely. Yeah, so the sounds are good, but not necessarily the most accurate, and I don't think they take into account necessarily things like altitude, so yeah, the sounds are good, but like I said yesterday, there's still some work to be done in some areas of the sounds. Lufthansa is the best airline. Yeah, they're really great. Manage descent mode. Intraneer, thank you very much. Hopefully all of this, you know, all the flight sim stuff will help. It already has helped for my PPL, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, thank you very much. Lufthansa really has a great fleet, 747-400 and all that old stuff. Yeah, I love for the 747-8 they have in the retro livery. It's fantastic. I know that flies to LA quite a lot. It's really cool. Ah, the invite link. I forgot to update that. You know, I'm going to update it now, otherwise I will forget. So let me update this invite link for the Discord. My apologies. And then you can join my Discord. We just hit 500 members on the Discord as well, which is absolutely insane. So we'll be doing something special for that. Let me update this Discord link. Alright, and this one. Alright, so that should now work. Let me know. Hopefully that will work for you guys. For your safety, stay indoors when Drishal is coming. Yeah, that's probably wise. That's probably wise. At least we don't have the windows open anymore. What airport is that down there? Brussels. Where's Brussels Airport? Oh, we're flying Belgium right now. And honestly, the textures are pretty good. One thing to note is YouTube really compresses the textures. So people are saying, oh, the textures might look a bit blurry. On my screen, they don't. I am streaming at 1080p. YouTube tends to compress the video or the stream quite a lot, so it doesn't look as good as it does in the actual sim as well. So that is something to note. But the textures look a lot better than what they were a couple of versions ago, in my opinion. Like I said, some work in some areas for the textures still, but overall in the main, the main areas, it looks pretty good to me. Right, it worked. Fantastic. Lovely orthos for the area as well. Yeah, this is an issue that all metallic liveries seem to have in XP12. I do hope Laminar can address this. I mean, this here is just a shadow. That's just literally a shadow. So that looks okay there, but you can see the air starts to look a bit weird. Again, nothing to do with the aircraft. That's just X-plane, as far as I know. Has this Airbus A330 got the Neo one or the normal CFM? So this is the A330-Neo, the 900, with the Trent, the Rolls-Royce, as you can see there, Rolls-Royce Trent 7000 engines. Now that the 777 and A330 are pretty much done, which aircraft are you most looking forward to now in XP12? It's got to be, oh, there's so many. I would say probably the Flight Factor 787 next, because I've been waiting for 787 in X-plane for a long time. Then it would have to be the Flight Factor / Toliss A330. I'm really looking forward to that. Aerobas Falcon 8X is going to be fantastic as well. Looking forward to that one. There's the Fly JSIM 737-200, 727 as well. So yeah, there's a lot to look forward to, absolutely. Hot Start A220, although I'm not sure what the progress on that is at the moment. Mikhail GP, the lag is more actually from OBS and the stream rather than on X-plane, so I'm not entirely sure why. It seems better now, but it is still at times stuttering on the stream. On my screen, on my main monitor with X-plane running, it actually looks, you know, perfectly fine. Just the stream stutters a little bit. It could be my internet connection, to be fair, potentially causing a bit of an issue. So Hot Start's making an A220, not an A320. It's an A220. Beyond that note, what aircraft are you guys looking forward to? Already descending, yeah, already descending. But we are doing a second leg today. So we're going from, we're landing in Cologne and we'll go from Cologne to Munich. Some A380. Yeah, X-Works are doing their A380. That's something to keep an eye on. But I'd love it if Toliss or something, or someone like, you know, can do a A380. That'd be fantastic, in my opinion. Lovely. Let's do a slow flyby here. Beautiful. Lovely. Those engines are fantastic there. There's Cologne down there, in fact, I think. Yeah, I mean, we won't be looking at a Toliss A380 for a long time, considering they're working on the A350 now, but hopefully at some point we should get one. Alright, so we are descending nicely. Got a bit of a strange almost flight plan here, but that is what the chart says. It's accurate, so we will go with that. That's another one I'm looking forward to, the fly-by-wire A380. It's taking time, but it is freeware. That's going to be pretty good. I can't wait for that. So that was Liège Airport, actually, not, I believe. This is Liège off to our left here. Not Cologne. Looking nice. This ortho is fantastic. In Chenier, there's no 737 MAX 4 X-plane, unfortunately. There is a few maxes out, which are stolen code from Zebo, so I would not touch them. There's nothing that is legitimate for X-Plane, unfortunately, at the moment. Yeah, Captain Lee, absolutely. They have done a lot, and I imagine modelling an A380 in the sim is very challenging, while also maintaining the A320 that they have. System step-wise, is the flight factor 777 V2 on par with Toliss? I think, to be honest, you'd need to be type rated on both aircraft to really answer that question. They are both incredibly good, and you're going to start looking at really nitty-gritty fine details to be able to tell. I do believe the Toliss aircraft are still up there in terms of systems, but flight factor with the 777 V2 really stepped up their game, and they are up there as well. So I think from a perspective of a simmer, like all of us, I think they're both almost just as good as each other, to be honest, as far as I can tell. The systems in the A330 are a bit more complete at the moment, but the flight factor 777 will be getting a lot of the new stuff shortly as well. So that is still a very early access aircraft, whereas this one is much closer to a full, release than that one is. Yep, N1. Absolutely. That's why I don't bother with that max at all. Either way, it's stolen code. I don't want anything to do with that, so it's not right. Zebos does a fantastic job, completely for free. Not right to go and use that code on a different aircraft without permission. So look at the weather radar working here. Pretty nice. That doesn't look good. That's going to make the landing interesting, especially if we're doing a go around. So let's brief that actually. Bring my Navigraph charts across and have a look. Go around. So for the missed approach, it's climb straight ahead at 3000. Then when passing KBO, distance 2.8. or at 2000, whichever is later, turn left to YWP via WA. So we'll do that. Do this missed approach procedure. From Whipper, we'll go straight to probably leg do and then re-establish on the ILS. But we're doing this in order to test the soft go-around feature, is what we're doing. At Link Toliss, we're using the 350 systems, importing it into the 380. I guess there's no harm in reusing stuff that is common between the A380 and A350, but I presume a lot of the stuff behind the scenes will have to be adjusted for the different aircraft. Alright, going good here. Weather radar's working really nice. Looks like the stream is stuttering a little bit again as we get closer to Cologne. Be careful, I can hear you from below. Alright. So we should actually avoid the weather here. And I think we'll be underneath that weather over there by the time we get to that waypoint. I would hope. Yeah, nice approach. Yeah, I think the real bottleneck on my PC right now is my graphics card. So, you know, if by the way, if you do want to know what my specs are, you can put exclamation specs in the chat, and Nightbot will give them to you. But yeah, I've got an AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D, and it's fantastic. That performs very well, but I do think my graphics card is currently the bottleneck. 3070 Ti, 8GB of VRAM. I think the 8GB of VRAM is probably, you know, X-Plane eats VRAM for breakfast, you know, so whilst trying to stream as well, that probably doesn't help too much in that sense. But yeah, I think 4070 Super Ti or Ti Super or whatever it is with 12GB or 16GB of VRAM will be the next choice, and that'll be the next upgrade probably. Yeah, a lot of people have that, and I've recommended it to me, so that's probably going to be the next upgrade. Is the hood simulated like a real hood? Should be when you move the camera left or right. So it's like the newer version of the Zebo hood, you know, the really good one. So if I turn on, oh, I turned the plugin off, didn't I? Let me turn the plugin back on here. So if I move my head around, it's properly simulated. As you can see. So yeah, the hood is really nice and very well simulated. Just like the new Zebo hood as well. Yeah, so I have got DDR5 RAM, which is really nice as well. But yeah, definitely my bottleneck is the graphics card, absolutely. No worries. Yeah, it's a really good hood. I really enjoy using it. I need to investigate something on the OBS side as well. I have my bitrate set to, I had it set to 19,000, but I've just turned it down to 16,000, and it's still trying to do 19,000, which is interesting. So I'm not sure why it's somehow using a higher bitrate than what I'm telling OBS to use. No idea why that's the case. I'll have to look into that, because if I can turn that bitrate down a little bit, it might help with the stutters. What's your weather add-on? So this is a, the weather is default live weather, but, oh, we're at 10,000. What's our next altitude? We are, where are we? A rookie. And alright, so we can go down to 4,000, I believe it is now. Actually 3,000. So let's do that. And get the lights on at the same time. Yeah, so the weather is default live weather, but the clouds and the sky colors are a Lewis script, which is available at the moment. The only place you might be able to get it is on my Discord. It was sent there earlier, yesterday in fact, but it should be on the forums at some point as well. Hey Als, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Glad to see you. Just to add, even with the 4080 Super and the 7800 X3D, I have Microsoft Flight Sim raw power. This is because of Frankfurt, so that won't affect us today. Without frame jam flying, Phoenix is 40 on the ground at Heathrow with traffic. Yeah. My frames in Microsoft Flight Sim are pretty okay. Generally around 40 to 60, somewhere in between. without frame gen, but I do get stutters on Microsoft Flight Sim more so than I do X-Plane. Yeah, flight sims require a really beefy PC. They really do. CloudTweaks V2 is also pretty good. Yeah, I did play around with it. The clouds from this script are actually from CloudTweaks V1, and I really like them. I really like these clouds, so with permission from the developer of CloudTweaks V1, of course. Do you use 19,000 bitrate when streaming only, or do you record at 19,000 bitrate? My recording bitrate is higher. My recording bitrate is 60,000 kilobits per second on CBR, so constant bitrate. But my streaming bitrate was 20. I turned it down to 19. I've today turned it down to 16,000, but OBS is still trying to do 19,000, and it's jumping up to 20. And when it jumps up to 20 is when it says encoding overloaded on OBS. So I don't know why it's not listening to the fact that I've set it on CBR. I'll have to investigate that. My 4080 with 32 gigs of RAM is perfect. It runs anything I throw at it. Yeah, I'll have to look at either a 4070 or 4080. Because otherwise, you know, my CPU is great and I don't really have a problem with that. It's more the GPU at the moment. Alright, I'm just going to set a 10 nautical mile fix, as I always do. From the airport. Runway 13 left. 10 nautical miles, perfect. Descending nicely, local QNH is 1018, and the transition level is transition altitude is 5,000, so we can assume the transition level is 6,000. It says by ATC on the charts, but we don't have ATC today, so we'll do 6,000 on that. What encoder preset to use? H.265 MP4. So I think that's the new NVENC. Yeah, NVENC HEVC. Although I might play around with that and go down to H.264. I don't know if that'll make a difference, but 265 is meant to be better. Allegedly. Maybe it could even be graphics drivers not doing a good job at the moment. NVIDIA graphics drivers tend to be, some are good, some are bad. Alright, this is gonna be this is gonna be bumpy. Although we're actually gonna turn, so we're only gonna skim it, but let's see. Let's go local QNH 1018. Remember, we are gonna do a soft go around on this approach as a test. Yeah, this rain effect, I really need to replace this because it doesn't look good. It looks like we're in Star Trek. As much as I like Star Trek, I don't like this. Not an X-Plane. And just so we don't have to look at that for too long, let's do our landing performance. It's probably going to be a wet runway, and low will do is just fine. Look at that. So we'll do low, set the rotor up to wet. Have I got turbulence on? Like, be realistic? I do. Oh, jeez. Star Trek, I think, is Star Wars. Look at the wing flex. I know this loss to scaling really doesn't like this effect, so my frame gen is going a little bit crazy. But yeah, you can see the wing flex there. It looks pretty good. There's a Lua script to remove the rain. Yeah, I do need to install that actually. I do need to install that. Anyway, we are descending nicely. Let's go down to 200. Oh, it is bumpy. Radar rule of thumb. Green takes the bugs off, yellow takes the paint off, red takes the wings off. Yeah. Pretty sure in the real world we would not be flying in this, but hey, it's a sim. But isn't it realistic you move through rain fast and have lights on? Yeah, but not to this extent. I don't think this is realistic, to be honest. You can fix it with a developer app. You mean the rain? Alright, so we are descending here. This is going to be a very interesting landing. Oh yeah, the 787 wing flicks is crazy. Alright, now the lighting looks a bit strange. That's an explained thing. Yeah, look at the wing flex. And you can adjust the wing flex amount as well in the ISCS. Yeah. See, this is where X-Plane needs to sort out the graphics. You hear that this doesn't look good. You know, there's all sorts of weird artifacts and stuff. Right, anyway, we are descending. Platform altitude for the approach is 3,000, which we have set. We're going to be down to 200. We are going to go flaps 1. And Leaf makes a very good point, anti-ice. We're at 11 degrees. So I'm not sure. Oh, look at our speed change. Not sure why my XP Realistic isn't showing me any turbulence. I'm not sure what's going on with XP Realistic. It should be. Alright, so we're turning on the approach. And we're descending to... We can arm the approach. We've got localizer capture. We'll go down to 180. I think I will turn the anti-ice on because we're only 1 degree above the threshold, so we'll turn that on. This is going to be bumpy. The hood is going to be useful here though. But yeah, this will be available for X-Plane 11 as well. Oh, look at that. This is going to be a very interesting approach. We have flaps 1. We won't go flaps 2 just yet. But we have localizer, we have glide slope capture as well. Yeah, frames are struggling right now, they really are. 20 FPS, 40 with lossless. But this should be fun. We're doing a soft go around, aren't we, as well? So go around altitude is 3,000. Geez, just slow it down here. Get some speed brakes out. Very slippy aircraft.
2,500.
Good conditions for a go around. You can see the aircraft there. So for the soft go around, its procedures go to takeoff. I'll do this with autopilot just to reduce the workload a little bit. But the procedure is go to toga, and then once we have toga on the FMA, it goes to flex, if I'm correct. Let's go flaps 2.
2,000.
Come on, slow it down. This is what I mean by the aircraft is incredibly slippy. We'll put the gear down, that should help a bit. But here we're going to say this is too fast. We're going to go around in a second. We can select 160. To 1,000 we'll initiate the go around, okay? Frames are back a little bit, so that's good. At least. Stream is stuttering. I'm not getting those stutters on my sim, so that is a stream, unfortunately. Alright, so 100 above when we're going to do our go around.
1,000.
We are flaps 2 anyway. We want flaps 2 for a go around. And alright, so toga. And there's a go around. And we'll go to flex. There you are, man, go around soft. There we are, so that's worked. There's a go around, it's done everything. I'll tell you, go around in an Airbus is so easy. So, going around, gear up. And yeah, so soft go around is simulated. That worked well. The soft go around. And lever can go to climb. Push levers to climb. We're going to accelerate here. And we're going to follow the go around procedure. Flaps 1. That will stop in a second, I hope. The beeping. Ideal for Calum, hey Nikki. Yeah, Calum will like that feature, right? Great stuff. Yeah, see, I said that Toliss will have it all implemented, and they have, and that worked fantastic. So I imagine if you're flying on VATSIM and stuff, that's going to be important to you. That worked really well. I don't often do go-arounds in the sim. But yeah, go-around on an Airbus is very, very easy. And we'll go flaps up now. It should level off at 3,000. Perfect. And then we're just going to follow the missed approach here. Alright, perfect. That worked well. Happy with that. Fantastic stuff from Toliss, as per usual. This will be the most used function for me. It's pretty cool, right? It really is. I might even intentionally do some bad approaches just to be able to do some go-arounds. But hey, that's good. That's really good, especially if you're on VATSIM and you get a go-around or something. You want that to perform as intended, and it does. So let's sort out the flight plan and vector ourselves back for the landing. So we're going to go from YWP, and then yeah, we'll go to MVO, and from there, let's see, where's NVO? So from NVO we'll go direct
2,500.
leg do is what we'll do. So we'll do that when we get there. We'll sort that out. We'll do a direct to. Embryo is Norvenich. I probably didn't pronounce that right, but thank you very much for the information. Reset. Lost the scaling there. Can you turn the standby compass and ice indicator lighting, the one left of the CTL switch? This one. You can indeed turn it on. You can indeed turn this on. It all works as intended. Right, so we fly the missed approach here. That's my problem with you, Drishal. You never need that function, instead you nail every landing. Oh, trust me, I did not nail every landing. Maybe on stream the landings are okay. I've had some really terrible landings on stream though. But yeah, it's especially when I'm not streaming, some of my landings are very, very, very bad. But I appreciate that, Leaf. So yeah, let's fly the missed approach. That was a lot of fun. In the approach, the orange eye indicator looks like it turns grey. There's no textures on it. Usually the standby compass light also lightens the indicator. Orange eye indicator looks like it turns grey. Do you mean these? I didn't see them turn grey.
2,500.
But that does work if you look at the compass here. It definitely works. I didn't see them turn grey, but I'll keep an eye on that for the next approach. Yeah, jeez. X-Plane is not happy with performance today, is it? Look at my CPU load there. In terms of the ice indicator light, where should I look to check if that works? Where would I look for that? So we'll do a direct 2 in a second. To go back to leg 2 for the ILS approach. Should be the same light as the compass. Yeah, so it works on the compass, I can see here. But in terms of ice indicator, where would I look to check that the ice indicator light is actually turning on? The switch definitely works, and it does the compass. Alright, so let's do a direct 2. And we'll go direct to leg 2. And put that in. The ice antenna in front of the cockpit window on the structural thing. So if I turn it on, am I looking here? Look at that perfect triangle there. It is in the same position as on the A320 on the middle of the central pillar on the outside. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, this... somewhere there? So, it's this one, right? No, that's the test. Honestly, I'm really not sure if the ice indicator light does work. We might not be in the correct conditions really to test it. It might have to be dark. Yeah, so when we do our flight later on, it'll be a night flight, we'll test it then. As a point of interest, just to let you know, I'm in the MD-11 looking at my overhead and I have the 52 FPS. The 4080 is a beast. Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, especially for the MD-11. I'm going to pull the speed down to 200 here. I'm conscious of the speed. I might even go all the way down to 180 quite soon. In fact, yeah, I'm gonna go down to 180. Usually visible at night, a green glow. Alright, we'll take a look at that. Pay attention to the eye indicator. I will. Right. Perf. I'll activate the approach phase. I can't remember if it does it automatically or not after I go around. Yeah, so we'll see if the light works when we do our night flight, which will be just after this flight. So there's 180. So we're nicely configured here. We'll go flaps 2. And as we turn in for the ILS here, we will arm the approach. Thank you for subscribing. Trust us. Welcome. Alright. So there we are, turning onto the approach. Looks like the weather's a lot better now. And quite quickly I am probably going to go down to 160. Just because we know how slippy this aircraft is. I want to be configured early. But as I said before, the slippiness of the aircraft is quite accurate. It says ice not detected. We're at 12 degrees. I'm probably going to get the anti-ice off there at that point. And I'm going to select 160. And I'll set flaps 3 shortly. V approach is 141. So that ice indicator, what should it look like then? It looks like a straight tube. So what should it look like? I'm sure Toliss will be happy to take on the feedback. We've not intercepted a glide slope, so now we're high. So I'm just going to disconnect at that point and hopefully try and save this. I'll go gear down, flaps 3. I don't know why that didn't intercept the glide slope. We may have been a bit too high. I'm going to pull the speed brakes as well and go final approach speed. So yeah, not a great approach here, but we'll see what we can do. I do love the hood and this extended centerline feature. This, hopefully not a second go around. In reality, they will definitely go around in real life here. But I think we should be okay. Alright, so back on the glide slope. There's glide slope capture at least. Now we just need to get it slowed down. I have full speed brake out right now.
1,000.
I'll take a look at chat when I land. Come on, plane, you know you want to slow down. Right, flaps full. That should help a little bit. I'm going to stow the speed brakes there. And yeah, as soon as we put flaps full out, that gives us a nice amount of drag, so that should be okay. I'm just going to let me just arm these.
400.
Alright. Alright, so we'll be a little bit fast, but it shouldn't be too bad. I don't have the perfect data on, so you can see how there, it's very slightly, the centerline is off to the right than it is in reality.
200.
But from what I can tell, it's not perfectly accurate in real life either. We saved that just about.
Minimum
50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10,
5.
Oof. Right, fly the nose wheel down. Reverse is out. Alright, that was okay in the end. And we'll take the next exit, stow the reversers. And alright, let me just, where's the best exit that we can take? Alright, we're gonna use the runway here. Oh jeez, X-plane. The stutter's right. We're gonna have to go to the next one, I guess. I was gonna use that runway as a taxiway for a second, but X-plane stuttered right at the last minute. So I think we can use, is that? No, that's too small of a taxiway. Yeah, we'll have to go there for that. Alright. So regarding the ice indicator, it has some openings where the light is and also where the ice vibration detector is inserted. Got you. Alright. Let's see. Mango sounds when they make a sound pack. Alright, thank you very much guys. We will be doing a second leg. It looks like we are doing a night flight on our way to Munich as well. Add a bit of power here, get it going. It's a high speed exit after all. Right, flaps already up. Stow the reverse, stow the speed brake. We will also look at the replay. Get the lights as required here. strobe light off. We'll go for the APU as well. TCAS, let's do the TCAS. Standby. And predicted wind shear and weather radar can go off. So we do a go around, not a go around, a turn around here. I'll tell you, this aircraft is so fun to fly, it really is. Now this is a freeware scenery from Fly Aggie. It's a very nice scenery, a little bit hard on the FPS, but nevertheless really nice freeware. Oh, the stream is stuttery. I really apologise for that. I'll have to look into it a little bit further as to why it's stuttering so much. I do like how this hood doesn't crash into your head. It's a really nice hood and it works fantastic. It really does. Alright, did we get the... No, we didn't. There we are. Get the weather radar off. APU... start, and if we go to the wheels, what's our brake temps? The right brake's a little bit high. We'll get the brake fan on as we go to the gate. No traffic on either side. Yeah, FPS, damn, we are struggling a little bit for frames here. There's a video on YouTube by Situ George, Airbus 320 ICE indicator. It shows the A320 that is the same probe for the 32F, 330, 340 and 350. Oh, and the 380. Fantastic. I'll take a look at that. Thank you very much. Right, so go to the passenger terminals here. Yeah, you can see my GPU and CPU frame time is not good at all. I may even, I'm thinking about restarting X-Plane in between the flights here, because look at my textures, we're now texture popping, VRAM. It's not having a fun time. So we may restart X-Plane here in the gap. So we'll have a little bit of a better experience when we land in Munich, hopefully, for that second leg. Or if you guys can think of a route that we can do that's maybe not from Cologne, because obviously the frames here are not very good, then do let me know. We'll make it a night flight, but if you have a route suggestion around 1 hour, we can do that as well. Ah, really? I'm starting to think that about the eye indicator turning grey could be my VRAM popping, to be honest. If I'm running out of VRAM, the textures could be popping, so it might just be that. EDDL, EDDK would be cool. Yeah, I think I think around Central Europe, my FPS is just not good right now with the latest update on X-Plane. So if we can, as much as I'd love to continue on to Munich, if we can think of maybe a second route, we can do that. CYYC, CYUL. Nightbot. Nightbot is deleting messages. Sorry about that. Nightbot gets a bit trigger happy sometimes. CYYZ, CYUL, CYVR, CYYC. I'll take a look at that. No worries, Stan. Thank you very much for being here. Take one of these gates over here. Right, why is Nightbot deleting comments? Because of the caps. Yeah, guys, if you put too many caps in one of your messages, Nightbot will delete it. Toronto, Montreal. Yeah, that we could do that. That sounds like a pretty nice route, actually. Or Vancouver, Calgary. We could do that as well. We're gonna go in here. Will we fit? No. Alright, we're going to this stand over here, actually. Alright, yeah, brake fans. Forgot to start the chrono for the brake fans, as per usual. Thank you very much for reminding me, Joshua. Yeah, let's work out a route because I think, yeah, frames are struggling here in Cologne. You can see the textures are being downgraded at the moment, both in the cockpit and outside. Again, this isn't to do with the aircraft. I've had this issue at Cologne before. I thought it'd be better, but I suppose not. So nothing to do with Toliss. The Toliss aircraft is actually pretty good on VRAM compared to some other aircraft, but that's just my PC and a lack of VRAM in my PC. So we'll park it up. Okay, our VTGS disappeared. Oh no, it's back. And we'll stop there, get the parking brake on. Sorry about the textures, they are texture popping right now, guys, so this isn't what the aircraft does actually look like. So that's a bit of an unfair showcase. But we're going to kill the engines. We will take a look at the replay, if it works for us. 19 feet per minute, or minus 19 feet per minute, says Volanta. All right. Let's take a look at the replay, and then we're gonna do our second leg here. Probably as a night flight. I'm not sure if replay is gonna work here because yesterday we had stutters with replay, and that was at Madeira. So I'm sure here it's gonna stutter like crazy. But let's see what happens. Right, so let's take a look at this then. Oh, nice. Not too bad at all. Nosewheel actually came down pretty nicely as well. Look at the spray. Fantastic. Looks really nice. Right, let's take a look at this angle. Let's do it on this side. Look at this 3D grass. I'm sure this 3D grass isn't helping in terms of FPS right now. Yeah, that's running in slow-mo. The X-plane is running really slow right now. But it wasn't a bad landing for wet weather. Happy with that. Nice reverser sounds. Really nice reverser sounds. Alright, so let's do this. Let's figure out a second route here. On sim brief. So one suggestion was that's the wrong thing. We want sim brief. So for the second route, right, let's see here then. If we go to, let's see if we can do CYYZ CYUL. We'll do this as a night flight as well. A339, and we'll select the Toliss preset here, which is this one. And 1 hour 20. Now this adds 30 minutes as block time for the taxi, so flight time is roughly 50 minutes. That sounds like a good route. So I think we can do that as our second leg today. That works for me. And according to the poll, which I'll end now, 61% want a night flight, so we'll do that. That sounds good. So I am gonna close out of X-plane just temporarily. I'm gonna put it on stream starting soon. I'm still here, don't worry. Just for a second while I restart X-plane. 119 votes on that poll. Wow, that's incredible. So yeah, we'll do CYYZ to CYUL. That's what is it? Toronto to Montreal, and that'll be a night flight. So I'm not going to run auto ortho because it's going to be at night anyway. So that should be fine. We'll let X-Plane close here. X-Plane takes its time closing, and we'll do a flight over in Toronto. Hopefully FPS should be better there. Let's see. Yeah, so I know it said live time in the poll, but that was assuming we'll be flying in Europe where it's currently dark. But I think most people selected that because they want a night flight, so we'll go ahead and do a night flight. Even though live time would be daytime over there. So yeah, a bit of a change of plans. That's fine. Come on, X-Plane. Right. I'm gonna restart X-Plane here. Hey Jordan, welcome. Alright, and let's bring X-Plane back. There we are. Alright, so we're gonna load into Montreal. No, we're not. We're loading up in Toronto. Now I was gonna show off this Condor livery, so we're gonna do that. So yeah, a bit of a strange one. We flying Condor in Air Canada, but it's fine. So CYYZ, let's go there. It's gonna be a night flight today. We'll leave live weather on, and we'll just pick any one of these stands. That should be fine. Let's go. Looks pretty good with the newer textures. Yeah, the newer textures that they added really did make quite a big difference, to be honest. And they are working on continuing to improve it as well. Definitely. Yeah, hopefully frame should be a bit better for this flight. It's an issue I've had with the beta, and even now this full version of X-Plane is, it just seems to be eating VRAM. Never really had the issue before, but the latest version of X-Plane aren't performing particularly well for me. It might even be graphics drivers, I believe, so I might do a reinstall of graphics drivers. Hey, Super Dude. Can we see the level livery? I don't have the level livery installed at the moment, unfortunately. Alright, here we are. That Windows, hopefully the Windows tab will disappear in a second here. There we are. And what kind of FPS are we on? Just over 30, not too bad. That'll settle at about 40. Alright, so that's good. Alright, here's a lovely Condor livery. This will be available publicly soon as well. When it is, I will of course put a link to it in the description. I do want to try something. So the stream is going to pause for a second here, guys. I will be right back. I'm just going to I'm just going to try stopping the stream and restarting the stream and see if it makes any difference here. So I won't be long at all, guys. Alright, I am back. Hopefully that helps a little bit with the stream. Colors look off, sadly. Yeah, I don't know what the real one looks like, to be fair. Alright, let's go ahead and get started here. I can't see all too much. So batteries, external power can come on. There it is. And yeah, so night textures on the overhead need a little bit of work. They don't look too bad, but they do need a bit of work still. And I know Toliss have addressed this, and they are going to continue to work on it. Looks slightly too blue. I see. Right, okay. Let me get lossless scaling running here as well. There we are. All right, we are back in business. Oh, and also with the screens here, you can adjust the, so if you look at the displays over here, if I go here, we can adjust the background glow, so you can make them really sort of dark or a bit more blue. I kind of like it somewhere in the middle, like that. It's a really nice addition, so you can adjust that as and when you want. So let's get started here then. Let me update a couple of things for the flight plan. So I need to update this. We are now doing CYYZ to CYUL. Update that. Perfect. And I'll just update my navigraph here. And get Volanta going for the new flight. Fantastic. So that's all done. And I'll brief the route here shortly, guys. Alright. So, this livery isn't included with the aircraft, by the way. It is an external livery. So, we are here in Toronto. We'll depart runway 33 right on the EDDK 5 departure. And then we're going to head over to Montreal here on the HABS 7 arrival into the ILS for runway 24 right, as you can see here. So should be a nice flight. Let's put this away. Put on total screenshot and picture and old pic the A32 cockpit at night for reference only. Fantastic. I'll take a look. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's import the flight plan. So we request that. And we are doing flight level 370. Fantastic. Bus index 65. 228 passengers on board today. That is a lot. Crew supply, ground control can go on. Emergency exit lights. That can go to auto. Seatbelt signs on. Nav wing lights can go on. And then we'll do the ADIS. So wait for on-bat to extinguish. Then we can do the second one. And finally the third one. Perfect. That's all done there. Align on reference. And get the wind from SimBrief as well. And then over to flight plan. Departure is 33 right. On the EDDK 5 departure. And via MIGLO for the transition. Insert that. And we'll address, let's get rid of the manual, get rid of the disco there. Perfect. And then go to CYUL, arrival. And, we've got 12 knot crosswind in Montreal. That's going to make things interesting. We're doing ILS 24 right on the HABS 7. Via MIGLO as well, but we have no vias here, so we'll put that in. That's fine. Here, transition MIGLO. Alright. So it's a pretty short flight here. Get rid of the disco. And let's see. Step through the flight plan here. And everything is looking good. let's do our performance, and while we do that, also get the APU going. Gotta give it a second. There it is. And alright, so weight balance, we set that to the current. Takeoff. Flex is fine. Aircon on. It's a dry runway. Anti-ice. Let's see, is anti-ice required? 10 degrees. So it is cold. I'm gonna put yes. Compute that. Alright. Local QNH as well is 29904, so let's set that. That's inches of mercury. 29904 is set. What do you use for the overlay? The overlay is FlyLive Studio, what I use. And then we go to perf. Wind is 330 at 15, gusting 22. So 330 at 15. Flaps 1. And request that then. Perfect. Let's get the pushback ready to go here.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu
Oh, it looks
when
like
you
it's
are ready.
raining, actually, a little bit. So we may update our performance if the runway is wet, but we'll see when we get there. And before I forget, we will get the fuel pumps on as well. APU bleed can go on as well. And close all the doors. Get rid of all the ground power. Alright, perfect. And we have our takeoff data. So it's a flex takeoff, insert that. And there is our performance. How do the textures compare to the A320neo? Yeah, so compared to the A320 family of aircraft, the textures in my eyes are probably just as good. The overhead panel does need, especially for the, at least for the night textures, a little bit of work. But they are addressing this. As you can see, it looks a bit weird in some areas up here. But they are addressing and fixing this. So yeah, in my opinion, cockpit textures are virtually the same, if not very slightly better. Is it only the A339? Or is there other variants such as the A333 or A332? Furthermore, will it be released for XP11? So, at the moment, we only have the A330-900, the Neo. It is released for XP11, or it will be released for XP11. In terms of other variants, I don't think anything has been said officially from Toliss, but I'm sure that they plan to do the CEO variants as well. So, you know, the Neo, they'll do the 800 as well, hopefully, and then the CEO, they'll do the A33, the 300 and the 200, and hopefully a freighter would be pretty cool as well. But there's nothing official from Toliss on that as of yet. First altitude here, just seeing if we have any restrictions, which I don't believe we do on the departure. So we can set our cruise altitude, which is 370. About the A359, any info? Not yet. Not after they announced it between Flight Factor and Toliss. I've not heard anything more on that. Both Flight Factor and Toliss are working on other projects as a priority at the moment, I believe. So the A350 is further off, I would say. And alright, call for the pushback. If it lets me.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
And yeah, we are actually pretty much ready to go here. Beacon can go on. And I am going to very quickly quick align the ADIS just for time. So we don't have to sit here and wait. That's very bright. I think that's the wing light. The wing light's really bright. Let me turn that off. There we are. And let me adjust the cabin lighting as well. The cabin lighting is quite bright. Set it to off. That's better.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed.
Nice beacon light
ready to
reflection though.
connect.
And we'll get the dome light off. Play around with the lighting here a little bit, the night lighting. Get the floods down a little bit.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
I don't like too much flood lighting. Normally, that's better. And alright, release parking brake. Start taxi.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Alright, start engine number 1 here. Looking good. There it goes. Yeah, my frame rates are all over the place in the last X-Plane update, but I think it also the graphics drivers from Nvidia haven't been very good recently as well, so I may reinstall my graphics drivers completely. We are. Good start on engine number 1, start engine number 2. Alright.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Set the parking brake. This place looks really nice.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
You can, of course, as I showed earlier, change the background glow there. So do you guys prefer them sort of a bit more blue, like with the background glow, or do you prefer them completely dark? How do you prefer it? Not sure what I prefer actually. Maybe something like this could look good. We can let them disconnect as the engine starts. And we'll set flaps 1 and arm the speed brake as well. Looks like restarting the stream there really helped with OBS.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
Alright, good start on engine number 2. As well, and as soon as they disappear, we'll get the weather radar and predicted wind shear on. Alright. that aircraft there. Air Canada. Let's get the nose light to take off. Runway turn-off lights can go on. APU can come off. Got a WestJet 737 taxiing there. We will release the parking brake and taxi onto the runway. Alright. We're gonna make a left here. Yeah, I'm not on live time at the moment, so I've set it for a night flight. So yeah, this isn't live time. But it's your local airport, very cool. I wish I had a good Toronto scenery. I've got a nice Toronto scenery. I've got the flight hamper in Microsoft Flight Sim. It's a really nice scenery. Wish we had a nice one in XP12. Not aware of one, at least. You love the departure out of Toronto, very nice and bright. What plugin do you use for traffic? I use Traffic Global from Just Flight with updated models and schedules as well. So we're going to take the right after this one to get to the runway here. Set the auto brake to max. It is going to be a wet takeoff, it looks like, so we're going to adjust our performance based on that for the wet runway. We can take this next right here. X-plane does look fantastic at night, it really does. Probably going to end up being behind this WestJet 737 here. Alright. So we got a 19 knot headwind according to Navigraph. And so yeah, we'll follow this WestJet to the runway. I'll tell you what, Canada is a fantastic area. I really love flying in Canada, in both sims. I watched a show called SkyMed, which was basically flying King Airs in really, really northern Canadian territories doing medical evacuations. It's a pretty cool show. It's all fictional, of course, but it's a pretty cool aviation-related show. And since then, I've really wanted to get the Airphoto Labs King Air 350. Alright, so there's the runway. C33 right. And we'll stop here and wait for that WestJet to take off. Let me just update our performance here for wet runway. There goes the WestJet. And we'll get our lights on. Ready to go as well. So we've request, so flex, uplink that. Alright, and takeoff config. Perfect. Nothing on final approach that I can see. So runway 33 right. Get the hood. And alright, we just gotta do our TCAS. Right, so TRA, auto, everything else should be good for the takeoff. And yeah, look at the lighting here. Very nice indeed. Alright, so no other aircraft this time. Go ahead and go 50%, let them spool up and stabilize. Stable, and we'll go flex. There it is. Maintain that center line. 80 knots. Release forward pressure on the side stick. Oh, a little bit windy. E1, rotate. A bit of nice rotation here. Positive rate, gears going up. It's raining. Oh yeah. And right, get on the flight directors here. Yeah, the engine sounds are really nice. They are really nice, especially when you spool them up. There's Toronto. Thrust climb. What are the flight directors? Oh, this is beautiful. X-plane at night looks absolutely fantastic. Night lighting is spot on. Nice sounds as well for the rain. Flaps up. Let's go autopilot on. And we'll get the hood away. There goes the airport. Yeah, nice night lighting on the Toliss aircraft as well. Nice. Maybe an on-nav approach today as well. Let's have a look at the approaches into Montreal then. We can switch from an ILS. We can do an RNAV here, yeah. So we can do this RNAV Zulu. It's a pretty standard approach, but still we can do this as an RNAV rather than an ILS. That sounds good to me. As you can see, 11 knot crosswind there. Should make things interesting. Hope the stream is smoother now. I think restarting the stream there made a massive difference. So let's change on here on the flight plan. We're now doing RNAV Zulu or 24 right. So 24 right RNAV Zulu, HAB 7, and that works for me. So make sure there's no discos, which there is, so we delete that. There's another one here. And I think we are good after that. Perfect. One thing that Montreal lacks are puppy lights. Oh, really? Interesting. We'll see when we land, I suppose. Please try this plugin to remove the unrealistic rain. I will for sure. For next time, I'll install it definitely. We actually can disarm the ground spoilers, and lights can come off up here. Perfect. I don't know why the rain is quite large at this point. It is quite large. I think smaller rain droplets would be nice. Yeah, off we go to Montreal. Yeah, Montreal. If you have data ref editor, you can tune it on the range/scale data ref. I might take a look into that and see if I can get a low script written up for that, my own sort of thing. I'm sure there's already one out there actually. I might have a look. Very nice. See, a couple of you have joined the Discord. Welcome. Glad to have you all here, both on the stream and in my Discord. Alright, almost at our transition altitude here, so we can switch to standard on the altimeter. I'm using the one on the comment, is really good. The wipers actually clean up the rain. I'll have to take a look for sure. So is the rain that you're talking about to do with the aircraft as well? Or we'll go standard on the barometer. Something that the aircraft developers can set up. On our way to Montreal. Just want to play around with the lighting a little bit. That's off. I wonder if we can see it now for our night flight. So the compass goes a bit quite bright. But I don't think the lighting here is... No, I can't see anything anyway. Is any major stuff except for textures missing in your beta version currently used? For the Toliss? No, I don't believe so. I believe this has the majority of things. I think most of the changes now are just fixes and some tweaking, really. As far as I know. I know they plan to, like I said, do more to the textures, but not too sure when that will come out. But yeah, you know, as updates come out, this is RC1. I presume we might get another update for us testers before the release candidate, or the final release candidate. But yeah, any updates I would of course keep you guys updated. And then it will be releasing for all of you guys to try out this weekend, which is very exciting. Looking forward to seeing a load of 330 screenshots in the Discord as well. It's on the ARC control sim/private controls range scale, accepts any float from 0.0 to 1. Thank you very much, that's really great information. Really appreciate that. I'm sure that can be added to a Lua script to adjust it. Very cool, thank you. Rafa, I am from the UK, United Kingdom. Is the beacon yellow? Beacon, let me turn off loss to scaling because frame gen is affecting it a little bit. But no, the beacon is red. Maybe a little bit yellow. I think it's just really bright. So that might need a little bit of tuning. Potentially over here it looks nice and red. Wish they made the engine fade out when you go higher. No way you could hear the engine at flight level 300, same as 500 off the ground. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, definitely. As I said, a little bit more work on the sounds to make them a bit more accurate. From Spain, I lived around East Mids for a bit. East Mids is my local, actually. Small world. Yeah, East Midlands is my local airport. Yeah, pretty short cruise today, as you can see. Only about 40 nautical miles, maybe 50. I will be back later this week at some point. We'll stream on the A330 again, but I want to do a failure stream, so we'll turn the random failures up and see what the aircraft can throw at us. Is the TCAS display new on the ARC map? Yes, this is part of ATSOR, the new system implementation. You have all these different modes, or the ND. Yeah, the COSP package is an incredible sound pack. It really is, and I know that COSP is generating, so making a sound pack for this aircraft as well, which is very exciting. But there's definitely a couple of different sound packs coming out for this aircraft that I know of already. Which should really elevate the aircraft to a whole new level. You know, the COSP sound pack elevate the 320 family to a whole new level, makes a massive difference. Same goes for the Mango Studio sound pack on the A340, it really does make a big difference. So our route is so short, and SIDs and stars in North America are quite big. So we transition from a star straight into our SID. It's got the same transition point, which works out quite nice actually. It's something that you only really get to see in North America. Have you tried the IXCG 737? I have. I really like it. It's a great aircraft. We need to fly it on the channel again. I think I flew it last time about 3 weeks ago. Was the last time I flew it. Yeah, really nice aircraft that is as well. I just wish it had a freighter variant so I can do some West Atlantic operations from East Midlands. That'd be pretty cool. This is by design in the Canadian airspace, very busy corridor. I see. Yeah, it works out quite well. Works out quite well. Almost at our top of climb here, but like I said, we're not going to be in the cruise for too long. Night lighting in the aircraft, especially in the cockpit, does look good. When you get the dome light off, because with the dome light on, so that's the storm light. Down here all looks okay. Up here not so much. That, like I said, Toliss are addressing that. That's the storm light. You can change it down to bright, dim, turn it off. The reading lamps do work in here, actually at the back. And almost at our top of climb here. Not too far to go. The converted Kiteac scenery for XP12 looks odd at daytime since it's basically P3D buildings in X-Plane. Yeah, like I was saying earlier on my Discord, I really hope someone makes a really nice high quality Kiteac for XP12. That would be really cool. Alright, well, yeah, we're going to start our descent shortly as well. There's flight level 370. There we are. Looks like we're cruising at roughly Mach 8.1 today. Where can I find this livery? So the livery was given to me by the developer. It's not released publicly yet. As soon as it is released publicly, this goes for both the Virgin and the Condor livery. I will put the links to them in the description of this stream. I will update the description as soon as they are released publicly. But for now, they aren't public. Thank you very much. Not too far to go. Look at this, our top of descent is before our echo time point. So before halfway through the flight we're going to be descending. Which makes sense, because our descent rate is significantly less than our climb rate. Yep, really enjoying the A330 at the moment, I have to say. I really enjoy all the other Toliss aircraft, you know. So I knew this one was not going to be any different. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Nice to have another long-haul Airbus in the Sims. Really nice, high-quality one. And we'll get ready for the descent here. Our first altitude for the descent is actually we can go all the way down to 124 right, so 16,000 we need to be under. So I'm going to put 10 in for now. Ready for the descent. And we can fill out this page here as well for Montreal. So 300 at 12 is the wind. Temperature 7 degrees, definitely need anti-ice. Oh, we didn't. Oh, yep. Alright, so temperature 7 degrees. QNH 2970, so 29.70. And I'll do the barometer, I'll do the baro in a second, just monitor where we are in terms of the top of the descent. And minimums is going to be 306. There we are. And we should get TD reached, come up shortly on the ND. And we'll start our descent into Montreal. Any point, there it is, top of descent reached, so we're going to manage descent mode and start our descent then. There it goes. Very nice. Perfect. Yeah, not much to see out the windows right now. Well, I'm sure we'll have plenty to see when we get towards Montreal. It is overcast at 6,000, so how much of the city we'll see, I don't know. We are descending nicely here. Do our landing performance. I believe it's going to be a dry runway, from what I can tell. And all of this looks good. Compute that. Plenty of margin for the landing. So we'll stick with an auto brake low. And we'll set the row up to dry. Hey, welcome back. Let's see here. There's the airport, so... Actually, we started descending really early. But we're going to follow VNAV here, see what it does. We are over 120 nautical miles out, but let's see here. Should be just fine. VNAV so far has been doing a great job anyway, so... I mean, if we look at the constraints, there's a couple of constraints along the way. Can you try traffic select? I can. So we can do that. So we select this one. That's a that's a golf course sign. That's a probably a British Airways aircraft. Anyway, we'll select that. Go to TRAF. There's our selected aircraft. So you can see the wake vortex is heavy. The track, bearing, distance, relative altitude, its actual altitude, ground speed, and its vertical speed. Pretty cool. Very nice. What aircraft is that actually? I'm intrigued. It's a 789. Yes, that's probably a BA aircraft. Maybe a Virgin Atlantic aircraft. Yeah, that all works really nicely. And we'll deselect them. You'll be turning almost at the north tip of the island, around 3,000 foot. You'll see the entire city on your left. You'll be able to see the St. Joseph Oratorium on the Montreal. Oh, very cool. Yeah, we should get a nice view of the city, hopefully. Have you tried 737 MAX? Do you mean the iFly 737 MAX in Microsoft Flight Sim? I have. I streamed it twice last week. I really enjoyed that aircraft. It's a great aircraft. iFly have done an amazing job. They really have. You'll also be able to see the financial center on your left. Fantastic. We'll keep an eye out. Definitely. I missed such a great chance for plane spotting on my local since there was some kind of climate summit in Hamburg and the government officials were arriving with their government planes. Ah, yeah, that must be a great plane spotting opportunity. Definitely. That's great. Will it work with call signs on VATSIM? As far as I know, yes. I haven't tested it, but I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. I don't see why it wouldn't. It'll be very useful for VATSIM, definitely. Especially being able to see someone's ground speed and then, you know, you can match it potentially. Looks like there's a DHO aircraft coming in here. DHLX. A 777, DHL 777. I wonder if they'll come up on our traffic global radar. There it is. GDHLX. Oh no, I accidentally selected them. Don't want that. I want to see where they came from. Although if it's a DHL 777 with a golf call sign, most likely my local East Midlands. iFly, awesome. Yeah, I just bought it as a Southwest new hire. First off, so I've spent a ton of time in the Mac simulator. Really impressed. Even flight dynamics feel much nicer than PMDG. That's fantastic coming from a real world pilot as well. Thank you very much for that information. Yeah, I thought the same. Obviously, I've never flown a 737 in real life. But I definitely thought the flight model was a lot better than the PMDG. And yeah, really enjoyed that aircraft. It's absolutely fantastic. So I'm glad you're enjoying it as well. I saw that new VATSIM radar website, if that's what you're talking about there, Leaf. Really cool website, right? They've done a great job. That's going to be very useful, definitely. I need to get myself on VATSIM more often. But yeah, that's a pretty cool website, I also noticed. Right, so descending nicely here, still flying, descending into Montreal. Very nice. Let's do a slow flyby, I think. Oh, did the, let's try that then. I disabled lossless scaling, so it paused for a second. Fantastic. We'll re-enable lossless scaling here. I haven't flown the real plane yet. In the US, we do all of our training in simulators. Feels just like our sim, at least for the most part. Not fully sure which sim our simulators utilize, probably custom. Yeah, I imagine it's a custom for the level Ds. Maybe some version of X-Plane, because I know X-Plane provides software for level Ds. But yeah, that's fantastic. Well, when you fly the real aircraft, you can hopefully let us all know how similar that is. But I guess generally those level Ds are pretty accurate, I suppose. So yeah, I think to be fair, in the UK, in terms of type ratings, most of it is obviously done on the simulator. But then once you get hired by an airline, or sometimes in the UK you'll get hired by an airline, then they'll pay for your type rating. You do your base training, your line training, which is when you'll start flying the real aircraft, doing circuits, practicing your takeoff and landings, all that sort of stuff. At least that's how it works in the UK, as far as I know. Traffic selector will be a pain to sync in shared flight. We should do a group flight on VATSIM after preparing the controllers. Yeah, absolutely. I think at some point I do want to organise that. The only thing at the moment is when I'm at uni, it's very difficult to pre-plan when I'm going to stream and stuff like that. So maybe more towards in December time, we can do it once I'm sort of off uni. I'll have more time off and plan this better, because obviously group flight and VATSIM will have to be organised with VATSIM and controllers, etc. But yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Find it super interesting that EasyJet does another European airlines do pattern work. My first time in the real airplane will have paying passengers. Oh really? So your first time in flying the real aircraft will have paying passengers? Wow. Yeah, in the UK, especially EasyJet, I know you have to do circuits, and you have to do 6 takeoff and landings, including touch and goes, before you get signed off by the airline to fly paying passengers. In the UK, at least my friend who is in flying for BA, he did base training, which was they flew to a small airport in France, did circuits in the 320. Once they all got signed off, that was their first time flying the real aircraft. Then they moved on to line training, which is then at that point you're flying with paying passengers, but there must always be a relief pilot in the cockpit, at least for the first 6 months, is how it works over here. Yeah, that's interesting. The first time in the real aircraft or flying the real aircraft will be with paying passengers. I wish you good luck. Excellent career choice. Same one I'm looking, hopefully looking to do the same thing myself as well in a few years. Almost at the transition altitude then, so let's take a look at what our local QNH is, and it's 29.70 inches of mercury, so we'll get that set now. And that's set. That's how it was when I was at regionals as well, with Envoy Air. First time with passengers, my mother works at Southwest, so I got pretty lucky with the high wind freeze going on over there. That's fantastic, yeah, amazing. I'm not familiar with Envoy Air. What aircraft do they fly? What aircraft were you flying over there? Looks like this star means that we have quite a shallow descent rate. For the most part, we've been at only about 1,000 feet per minute. Pretty slow descent, but we're following the star. Hopefully we get a nice view of the city here. I'm sure we will. It's overcast at 6,000, then few at 2,500. So once we get established on the ILS, we should have a nice view. But yeah, just a nice shallow descent rate for the moment. I'm going to put the my standard 10 nautical mile fix in here. Which is something I always do, just for a little bit of situational awareness. So CYUL, and we're doing runway 24 right. 10 nautical miles. There we are. I flew the Embraer E145 for about a year. They recently retired them after got hired by Southwest. I see, fantastic. Nice little aircraft they are. I know they're slightly different, but I do really enjoy flying the E-jets, the X-Craft E-jets, and X-plane E170 up to the E195. Really nice. Really wanted to fly the Fearless 747 with the Cathay Pacific livery into Kai-Tak, but sadly every single Cathay livery got deleted. Oh really? Huh. That's interesting. How come they got deleted? About a month from now is my line training, so I'll fly with training captain passengers. First flight from Chicago to Cancun, Mexico. Super excited. Cancun is beautiful. Visited there in 2018. It's a really nice place. Couldn't leave the resort much for obvious reasons, but it was nice. But hey Michael, wish you good luck on that. Chicago, is that from Midway or from O'Hare? I don't know if Southwest fly from O'Hare. Wonder why someone wiped the entire list of deliveries. That's very unfortunate. So with your line training, obviously you'll have a training captain. Will there be a third relief pilot in there just in case? Or is it just going to be you and a training captain? I'll tell you, just talking about things like this, you know, people starting their airline career makes me so excited to, you know, finish this degree, you know, finish uni and get into flight school and start my own training. So excited. From Midway. Southwest just started flying out of O'Hare. They were from Chicago, so I got super lucky with my base. Nobody wanted it. Oh, really? I would have thought Midway would be somewhat popular. Midway is a really cool airport. I've flown to it in the sim a few times. You know, with the short runways, a lot of fun. We'll do Midway on stream at some point, actually. Yeah, lucky your base is where you live as well, or where you're from, so that's lucky as well. Oh, here's a mess. Flew there. Tumbled envoy. I can imagine. I can imagine. Alright, 10,000. Let's get our lights on. Ah, so this rain effect only seems to come on with the landing lights. I guess that is somewhat realistic. Although I still don't like the look of it too much. Nope, it's gone. And it's back. Right, next altitude is going to be 4,000. Managed descent. 4,000. There it is. Switch to FO side to inches of mercury. Continue this descent. Do a quick flyby. Yeah, once we have the light cone, if we're in clouds and stuff, that'll make it look a lot better. But at the moment, it... Maybe this is realistic. It doesn't mean it looks good, but maybe... Ooh. Ooh, icing. Icing, icing, icing. Let's get the anti-ice on. What's the temperature? Oof, 0 degrees. In rain. Yeah, we should definitely... We are in prime conditions for icing as well, around 10,000. Well, good job the the Airbus told us. Otherwise that could have been bad. It is, right, I see. It is realistic. Okay. If you're passing through clouds at night, it can be disorientating. Yeah, I can imagine. Alright, any visual with the ground? Not at the moment. Still got clouds, it seems. I think we're in clouds right now, probably, actually. Yeah, we'll continue this descent. Looking forward to this landing. I really do like. I really enjoy flying this aircraft and landing it, especially with the hood. It's very satisfying. Oh yeah, Michael. You know, I'm studying engineering at uni right now, and as much as I really enjoy it, I'm studying aerospace engineering. As much as I really enjoy it, I can't see myself doing anything other than you know, being a commercial pilot, to be honest. But yeah, I sort of similar thing. You know, I'll go off do one of my flying lessons for my PPL, and I'll come home and do the exact same thing again. You know, just can't get enough of flying. Enjoy it so much. On Cat 1 landings, you want to turn landing lights only when you see the runway. If operating at minimums, it could prevent you from seeing approach lights. Oh really? Okay. Let's see, I think we should be okay. The base is, cloud base is I think 3,000, so we'll see here. On Cat 2, if you plan on auto land, you leave it on, otherwise same logic. I see, got you. You want to do an auto land Cat 2, got you. Yeah, the hood is really cool. You know where the runway is without lights or clear skies, absolutely. It's very cool, and I can see how it really improves, safety as well. Especially for, you know, in the real world. Only downside, if any at all, I spend a lot of time away from my girlfriend who I live with. Super lucky, she understands what I do along with family. That is, yeah, you're correct there. That's something I've been told about the job. You spend a lot of time away from home, a lot of the time with, you know, strangers. You're working with people you might not have met before, you know, but that's the job, I guess. Please, for my self-confidence, not less than 400 feet per minute on this landing. Oh, we'll see, Leaf. Although it's going to be rocky, so we'll see. We have an 11 knot crosswind, which isn't too bad, but yeah, let's see. Right now I'm in Texas doing my training for about a month to get my type rating. About done with it. So I spent a little bit of time away. Wow, yeah, a month is a long time to be away for the type rating. How's the type rating been going then? All well, I hope. I suppose with you'll be type rating on the NG, and then is there some sort of extra course that you have to do for the max, or is it once you're type rated on one, you'll automatically type rating on the other without any additional course? So we are sort of on a downwind at the moment. No visual with anything. Can't even tell you if it was raining, to be honest. So yeah, we need to be at maximum of 210 knots, so you can see the aircraft's going to decelerate here at this purple point. Let's see how VNAV figures this one out. We are descending nicely. You can actually go down to 3, so I'm going to set that as my on the MCP. If you're sociable, you'll be okay. You'll have that captain or first officer who gives you a weird vibe, but pretty rare. I've even found my shoulder captain super humorous and fun to be around. Yeah, I'm sure it's great. I'm sure you'll meet some slightly strange people, but I think everyone in the aviation industry, most people flying as well, especially, will have that same passion. You got the same interest, so I guess that helps as well. I feel like a lot of airline pilots, especially captains, the more senior they get, the more funny they get, almost, if that makes sense. I know the same goes for, I was in the RAF Air Cadets for a few years, and it seems like all the higher ranks, or the really high ranking officers, are just not laid back as such, but will be cracking more jokes than anyone else. Alright, now we can start to see Montreal a little bit better. And soon we'll get flaps 1 out, I think. So 210, between 4 and 3,000, we're going to hit that perfectly. We'll get the landing systems online as well. Looking good, we've got SLS. So we are doing an RNAV approach, remember, but we have SLS as well. So 200 knots, looking good here. Platform is 3,000, so we are looking okay. Let's get the hood. Class is 4 weeks, so it's exams, multiple written exams. Company SOPs, operations, the one with 737 systems, and it's 2 weeks of sims. That sounds a lot of fun. And a month isn't too bad at all. But I guess once you get onto the sims, you do all the hard work for the exams, and you got onto the sims, that must be a lot of fun. Thank you very much for subscribing, Attilio. Welcome to the channel. On my PPL test, an old school, really experienced aerobatic trained examiner, he got in, opened the window and started vaping. Interesting. Then about 3/4 through the test, he got bored and asked if we could do a loop and barrel, which was insane. That's crazy on a PPL test. What aircraft were you in? Alright. Looking at the left of the aircraft here. Montreal. Let's get the approach mode armed. And alrighty. Let's go flaps 1. Take the speed manually, we'll go 180. Start slowing it down. You can see the runway and extended center line. That's really useful. I love that. I really do like that. Cessna 152 aerobatic. I fly the 152 as well for my PPL. Never done a loop or barrel roll in it. Sounds like a lot of fun. Right, so we're down to 180. I'm probably going to go straight down to 160. When I was at my school, I only had one instructor. He would fill up the plane with his blue Raz vape. He's at United now. I wonder if he's still doing that. In an airline, no, I hope not. Oh yeah, look at that lighting. As soon as the clouds disappeared there.
2,500.
Beautiful. Alright, let's go flaps 3. We're just about slow enough, and go gear down. A real airline pilot said yesterday on the stream that they do flaps 3 then gear down on the 330, 340, 350 and 380, which is interesting. We'll go find approach speed as well. See if we can get this thing slowed down. But I think we're looking good here. Night lighting looks fantastic. Really nice. Might want to reinstall X-Plane for the Toliss A330. Seems like they did great work. They did. They've really done great work on it. The systems alone are just fabulous. Honestly. Very, very good. Highway under you is the auto route. Is the auto route A40 merges with the Trans-Canadian Highway on Montreal. Very cool. Very nice information. I love these little, you know, snippets of information we get about different places in the world. I love it. Thank you very much. You can see the wheels spinning there in the airflow. That's cool. Flaps full. Jeez, this aircraft is slippy. It does not like to slow down. But anyway, I'm going to take the aircraft. My aircraft.
1,000.
So we've got a slight crosswind from the right. 12 knots, exactly what Navigraph said it was going to be. Try not to get too low here. See if we can nail this crosswind landing. Decent FPS as well. So this looks really nice. Night lighting looking fantastic.
$500.
What a beautiful approach into Montreal over the highway.
400.
Looks like a pretty major road we're going to be flying over. Try not to get too low. Yeah, you're right, no pappies. Someone said there's no pappies at Montreal. I'm not seeing any pappies. Which is interesting.
100 above.
Bit high.
200.
Minimum.
Minimums continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Retard.
Hit that
10.
D-crab.
5.
Put it down. There it is. Alright. Fly the nose wheel down. Maintain center line. Reverses. Oh, that was beautiful. I'll tell you, this plane is a joy to fly. It really is. Alright, we'll show the reverses there. Manual braking. And alright, let's find a taxiway to take. Very nice, alright. My first time in the simulator for my type rating, we had a flight sim moment simulator crashed on final. Right, we'll take this exit here. Hope we now get the ATSOR James and HUD on the 321, as all of those are options. Are they on the 321? That'd be very cool. I love flying the A321. My most flown aircraft in X-Plane, in terms of number of flights at least. So that'd be pretty cool. My most flown plane in terms of hours is a 777 at the moment, but that's because I'm doing long hauls with it. Chrono, thank you for reminding me. Chrono, where are you? But we'll just do that. There we are. And alright, landing lights, nose light, strobe light can go off as well. TCAS to standby on that. Flaps up. Disarm the speed brakes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Montreal. Let's see where we're going here. Alright, yeah, so this looks fine over here. Plenty of gates, we'll take one of these. That is the Trans-Canadian before 24, right, I see. Got you, thank you very much. Sorry to disappoint, Leaf. We'll take a look at the replay of that landing. I was happy with that one. Nice D-crab as well. Alright, so I think we're going to get to the gate before we reach 5 minutes on the chrono for the brake fans, although I don't think we need them. Brakes aren't hot, so we don't need brake fans, it looks like. If you follow the Trans-Canada Highway, you can go from Quebec City to Vancouver. Oh, wow, okay. I didn't know that. So it spans, although I guess with the name Trans-Canadian Highway, that kind of makes sense. Spans the whole way of Canada. That's pretty cool. Let's get, we did TCAS, predict your wind shear, weather radar can come off. And we'll get the runway turn off lights and nose light off, so we don't blind the ground crew. APU starts, and we're going to this gate over here. Brake fan, now we'll turn that on. From St. John's, Newfoundland to Victoria, British Columbia to be precise. Fantastic. Gustavo, are you from Canada? Or just extremely knowledgeable about it? Because your information here is absolutely amazing. Right, trying to find the turn in here. I think it's there. There it is. Default airport, by the way, looking very nice. Montreal. Canadian and Brazilian, I see. Both Canada and Brazil, some places I fly a lot in the sim. Really beautiful areas. Thank you, Leaf, I really appreciate that. Your support is absolutely fantastic. And we've got a marshaller, fantastic, with with a high vis. Frank Bite, big fan of Canada. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I'd love to visit. I've never been, but I'd really love to visit. And, alright. Stop the aircraft there. And APU has started, so we'll go APU bleed. Turn the engines off. And there we are. I believe it's once N2 or N3 is below 20%, we can get the beacon off, and we can use a shortcut here. Oh, there it is. We're gonna get the jetway automatically. Fantastic. Very, very nice. There we are. So let's end the flight on Valanta, and then we'll take a look at the replay. Valanta says landing rate minus 94 feet per minute. But yeah, let's take a look at this replay. Much better frames into Canada, into Montreal, luckily. So we should have a nice replay here. We can get the right moment. Right, somewhere here should do. Nice and explain all the lights work in replay. And the Toliss aircraft are generally work really well in replay as well. Everything is replayed exactly as it was. So let's take a look at a few different angles here. There it goes. I'll tell you that landing gear. Oh, the runway was wet. Look at that spray. That is amazing. That is really cool. Let's take a look now at this angle. Bit of a high flare, but not too bad in the end. Set it down nicely. Look at that spray. Oh, I love the night lighting in X-Plane. It looks so good. Look at the rudder as well. Fantastic. Take a look at a few different angles as well. Here we'll be able to see the crosswind. Yeah, look at that crab. So, loss of scaling is struggling a little bit with night lighting. A bit of artifacting. That is beautiful. Honestly, look at that. There was a D crab. Maybe a little bit early. Not too bad at all. Happy with that one. Just managed to keep it in the center line as well. Wonder if we have a nice tower view. Oh, we do. Oh, yes. Let's take a look at this then. Before we end the stream. How beautiful is that? Oh yes, A330. I love how it just sits on those back wheels when you land it. It always makes any landing look look good. Yeah, there it is. Toliss A330-900Neo. And Leaf, again, you donated 10 memberships yesterday. You donated 10 today, and now you've done a super chat there. Leaf, seriously, thank you very, very much. You are incredibly generous. And your support, both as your donations and as a moderator and just as a very good friend, is outstanding. So Leaf, thank you very, very much. Hey FPV Steve, sorry I missed the stream. This bird is a day one purchase for me. You've done a great job showcasing it. Thank you very much, Steve. I really do appreciate that. I'm sure you can watch the stream back if you want to. I am going to be streaming it again probably once before it releases, if not on release day. And we'll be looking at some of the failures and stuff, which should be a lot of fun as well. But yeah, thank you very much for your kind words, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy the aircraft as much as I'm enjoying the aircraft right now. As you can see, fantastic aircraft. Alright, well, thank you to everyone who has been here today. It's been another really fantastic stream. I really enjoy when there's a bunch of you here, getting to some really interesting conversation with you guys. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Thank you to all the moderators as well who've been here today. You're doing a fantastic job, and I really appreciate what you're doing for me. So, like I said, we'll be back later on in the week doing some failures, which should be a lot of fun. I'll have to brush up on my failures and some of the memory items and stuff like that, but that should be a lot of fun. And failures is really where this aircraft will shine, especially in terms of the systems as well. I'll buy a 4-year private landing training session from you. Absolutely, Leaf. Absolutely. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much, Brendan. Really appreciate that. So yeah, we're going to end the stream there. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.